peaceful world. Here is another update from Ukraine from a perspective of an average citizen. A young mom, a precious poor baby, who is sleeping actually, even though you can see that half opened eye probably. I hope she will continue sleeping and I will have a chance to give you an update on Charlie. I have just had that dreaded appointment I told you about, and it's fine. Everything is fine. But there are very few things that went wrong during the appointment, starting with me confusing the time, and it really almost never happens to me. I'm very good at being punctual and doing everything on time and remembering things, but there have been so many, many things on my plate lately. So I came there at noon, but actually I was scheduled for 2 p.m. I don't know how that happened. Fortunately, the doctor was available and was kind enough to offer this flexibility and see us earlier. And Charlie was jumping as a youngster at the reception area, not showing any signs of discomfort as always. This is not the first time. Previously, when he had some surgeries or other serious illnesses like leptospirosis or whatever, sometimes he could be visually just dying on our eyes at home, very meek, weak, unable to move, sighing, exhibiting all signs of suffering. In which case, I would of course grab him and race to the hospital. And as soon as I crossed the doorstep, he started jumping and bouncing and barking and being the most lively and noisy dog you can imagine. And in which case, of course, my complaints didn't make any sense to the doctors. And yeah, he has this thing in hospitals, and he did it again. But last night was super rough. He was not sleeping at all. He was doing this mouth thing, like this. And the smell was horrific. Oh my God, I told you about a dead raccoon. I don't know, it was a corpse of a raccoon. Absolutely mortifying smell. And he was clearly not okay. I shared this observation with the doctor. He said, okay, let's do it. And the way he does it, he basically grabs him by his neck, almost chokes him because, Charlie is not cooperative at all. And I know many dog owners say this about their dogs not being obedient enough or whatever. And many times people who encountered Charles for the first time kind of dismissed my wordings and said, oh, okay, I've been in this business for years, don't tell me about naughty dogs. But after having a first-hand experience with Charles, he does top those ratings, and they say, oh my God, yeah, this is like the worst. That's Sir Charles, and that's why the doctor has to be very, very brutal with him when we need to have something checked. It's for Charles' sake. And I no longer even feel bad when I see these things, because I just want him to get help if he needs it. And if this is what it takes, Charlie, you will get it. So the doctor choked him without killing him. And upon examining the mouth cavity, they concluded that nothing is stuck in there, fortunately, but the gums are inflamed, and I need to now start using a different drug, which is of course impossible because you cannot just give drugs to Charlie or apply anything to his teeth or gums. So I will soak his toys in this medicine and try to kind of play with him to get it applied. During the appointment, the electricity was turned off, and we had to use the flashlights, which of course did not make it easy. That was not the best timing. And even right now, I needed to find a quiet corner to shoot this video because the entire neighborhood is without electricity again, and the generators are working very noisily wherever there are businesses. But here it's fine. Ooh, I'm so happy, guys. I'm so relieved that nothing horrible is happening in Charlie's mouth. Just a long, long recovery. I'm sorry that he still has this inflammation, and that's why he's doing the things. But that's fine. I can live with that, knowing that he is okay otherwise, and he doesn't need another surgery, another anesthesia. That is a huge, huge, huge relief. And this is the positive news I wanted to share. So yeah, that is super cool. Apart from that, Mia is now showing the signs of a sleep regression, just the way I read about it, that it is something very unusual. The child is not herself, and the sleep pattern at night now has changed as well, because before last night we never really had bad nights. She always slept through the night. Yes, she can eat 3 to 4 times, 3 to 8 times maybe per night, not exactly for eating itself, but for calming, soothing herself back to sleep. But last night nothing worked. No position, no boob, no pacifier. It was rough, and at 4 a.m. she had just a hysterical attack, and she was just crying, and nothing would console her, only dancing. That is the new thing. I listen to like the Temptations or Bee Gees or Bobby Darin. I'm old school like that. Yeah, I don't think many Ukrainians know this. Now, artists, I do. I love them. Love all the old songs from the American musicals, from the past, 60s, 70s. So I listen to that music, and I dance with her while holding her, and that helps her fall asleep. So yeah, but at about 5, I gave up, and I just gave her to the man in her stroller. And I told him, I need at least 10 minutes of decent sleep. Just do whatever you want, She's not hungry. And I think this is really the first time in this 4.5 months of us being parents when I delegated these night duties to him, because I was honestly exhausted. It was a rough night. And even though I said that I needed just 10 minutes, I ended up sleeping for 3 hours. Yay! Good for me, but was bad. But no, he also had a good time. He allowed her to sleep pretty fast, and then he was unable to fall back to sleep, and that's why he ended up playing video games. And I think he should do it more often. Because he was in a surprisingly great mood this morning. Usually all of us are even grumpy, especially because it is winter. Bored, baby, sick pets, many reasons. But I believe that the gray season, the season of winter blues is on, and everything is more difficult. There is no essential source of energy, which is the sun, and some colors, because just look around, everything is super gray and gloomy. But it is very warm. That's why I feel kind of better today. It is plus 10 Celsius. So anyways, Sven ended up playing video games, and that contributed to his uplifted spirits in the morning, and that is super cool. And yeah, the last surprising thing about Charlie's situation is that I told you about that smell yesterday in my video, and this night it was just awful. I thought that I really had to go to the other room because he sleeps close to me, his throne, his armchair is next to me, and that was so bad. It was just awful. But the smell disappeared at the appointment, guys. Charlie did it again. He did not show one of the main symptoms when he saw the doctors, making me look like a lunatic. And I told them, you don't understand, I couldn't enter the room, it smelled so bad. And the doctors were like, yeah, but it doesn't, you see? And it didn't at the hospital. So he set me up yet again, the Charles. But I'm glad. There is a theory that Maybe his beard got soaked in some yucky things on the street, but I even gave him a shower with shampoo and everything a couple of days ago, assuming that that might be the issue. It did not help. So now my best guess is that either something was stuck between his teeth or even in his gum, but it fell out, or maybe he swallowed it with his breakfast, because the smell was there. The man also felt it. I'm not a lunatic. No, no. Don't trust Charlie. Trust me. So yeah, whew, yeah, great. Relieved and happy. This is what I am today. And yeah, about the personal events in my life, because the news in my city are still awful. Uh, Even without the war, there was a horrible helicopter accident this morning near Kiev. A helicopter fell on a kindergarten. I think 3 children died. Very sensitive to this kind of news now. I was sobbing yesterday at that shop I went to when I saw that one of the victims in Dnipro was a newborn kid, having me. So, anyways, the world is a shitty, shitty place, and the events surrounding us are awful. But on a personal level, in my little world, in my family, got something new, so I'm very happy for it. Very happy about it. And that's it. That's it. I'll try to keep my spirits up because there are new challenges ahead, and I don't want to, give up. I want to live. I want to breathe. I want to eat, love my family. Even the naughty Charlie, especially the naughty Charlie. Yes, this is one of the reasons I love him, because he's naughty, and I find it um, interesting and fun sometimes, as long as it doesn't bother his health. But okay, so that will be it. I hope all of you have a nice day with some good news, healthy doggies, kitties, babies, and no accidents, no death, nothing, and some sunshine in your windows, in your hearts, in your eyes, everywhere. I'll get back to you later, hopefully with more good news. See ya.